Welcome to Tell Me a Story channel. Let's tell your story in a unique way. Undying hatred. Disclosure. I am 18 now, but at the time of this story I was 15. It was 2019 and I had been forced to leave one school due to, so to speak, behavioral issues. I was in grade 8 at the time and I started going to a school not too far from my last one, but one that all my friends from primary school had gone to. That same year, I meet this guy that I will refer to as T from here, and we got along quick and were soon good friends. Eventually, I met more people, and with them some old friends from primary school. We had become one big friend group. However, come 2020, my life would change dramatically. It was time for my school's swimming competition, and our group had just hung out at the venue most of the time. Few of us went to do races, but not a lot. That same day, T declared his romantic feelings for me, and I immediately shut him down and hoped to move past that. But we were in the same music class and were in an assignment together with my best friend, which I've known since essentially preschool, which I will refer to as J. One day during our music class, Jay was absent from class having been ill. So T and I were to rehearse our parts of the assignment and ended up stuck in class during lunch break. All it took was me to turn my back to him, and he full-on tackled me to the ground and started acting like a creep. Touching certain areas, T was much bigger than me in body shape, and I barely had any muscle, so attempting to get him off me was difficult. Thankfully, the bell rang after like 5-7 seconds. I ran out of that room and avoided him for as long as possible. I told Jay of the incident, but insisted this be kept between us. Why I did that, but I regret that now. Anyway, a few months passed and it was about time for my year level to go on this retreat down south, and T and I were going until I contracted bronchitis, so I was withdrawn from the trip. And literally one day before all the students were departing, Jay broke down from his own issues and spilled the tea on what happened. Soon enough, I was going to school offices and police stations giving statements whilst having bronchitis. Somehow, all the students in my grade found out about this entire thing. And as I and Jay found out soon enough, I was not the first person to tread this on. Two other friends of mine, including one from my former school, stepped up and claimed they were targeted too. So, police had counted several charges of sexual harassment and assault, stalking and intimidation, and underage nudity, but was somehow only cautioned because of first offense rules. See, I could have sued, but I or my family couldn't afford legal fees. A couple months after the word spreads, I start getting extremely stressed and couldn't even ride a school bus anymore. Eventually, my family and my psychologist had collectively thought leaving was best, so a few weeks later, I dropped out and didn't go to any school afterwards. After a couple years, I learned that T is still making a living, making money and living life. Meanwhile, for the last 2 years, I've been cooped up at home, trying to get a job to re-enter society and restart my life. Yet, I can't even get a fucking job in retail. Nowhere will hire me and won't even explain to me why, so I can't improve what errors there are. And just a couple weeks ago, I saw all over Insta and Facebook my friends who I haven't seen since I left, graduating and going to formals and schoolies. A yussy thanks. And I could have done all that if none of this ever happened. He ruined my life and I will never forgive him. And if I could, I would be squashing him like a bug. This guy betrayed me and he gets happily ever after. Meanwhile, the victim gets the scraps. I want revenge as long as I live, but the odds of running into him are low. His action should have landed him in jail, but no justice for the victim. If I ever see him again, he will pay. That was my story to you. Enjoyed it? Subscribe for more.